stakeholder matrix allows you to allocate a category to a stakeholder based on its influence and its interest. So just to show you a quick representation here, this is how it works. Low influence, low interest monitor, and high influence, low interest keep satisfied, for instance. So all this can be tailored to your needs. But I just wanted to walk you through this template here quickly before I show you how I've done it. Obviously, you have checkboxes here for influence. It could be high, low here. So if I just tick the two here, that shows me a warning because you need to have only one. And if you choose none, obviously also a warning. So based on this, that gives you the keep satisfied here, and James Wilson is in this list here. And you have the possibility to pause a client, and I think that removes it from here and that put it into a pause. And I think that's a good way when someone goes or someone just leaves the project temporarily or not, you can just remove it without having to delete this field here. I have also put some charts here that allows you to keep track on the weight of each category in your project. And I think it's quite important because when you realize you have a lot that you need to keep satisfied and manage closely, so this is a bit, your project's got a lot of attention. And then the same here for influence and interest. If you have a lot of people with high influence and a lot of people with low interest, as I mentioned in one of my stakeholder videos, this is a risk. This is not good. That's what you don't want. They are not interested, but they have the power to stop the project. So you usually don't want to have too much of this scenario here. And I also wanted to give you the possibility to give you a bit of a summary here. You know, this is more the traditional stakeholder matrix that you see usually. You can even put it maybe a little bit more square. So this is how it works as well. So you have things here based on what you put. You see this one is not going to work, is it? So just put this. You can see them changing automatically, and those two are yet to be allocated. Okay, so let's get started in a how-to, I suppose, just to give you the opportunity to build it yourself. So as you can see with checkboxes are an addition of Excel 365. So this is something that you will see on Excel 365 only. The old versions of Excel will not have this. So you need to put a yes, no instead. But this template is based on another template. So if you really want to build it from scratch, I have a base template that I have in another video, and I give you the link in the description where you can really build it from scratch, and after you can adapt it, customize it to your needs. But in this scenario, I will only show you the change that I've made. So one of the big changes here is that I have 4 categories, because I thought I didn't want to have just influence, interest, yes, no, yes, no. It's a bit more subtle. It's high and low. So there is not such a thing as zero. So that 4 cells here allowed me to make some change on the calc tab that I have here. So this is a calc tab that have been changed for this purpose here. Here you can see that I've changed the numbering. So this is a number I allocate based on what you select here. So the way I've done that is, this is 1000, this is hundreds, this is tens, and this is the unit here. So based on the ticks here, I do a bit of an algorithm, like you would see. This one is, for instance, 101. This one is 1001, and this one is 110. And based on this, based on the weight that I've allocated to each one of those cells, I can allocate and retrieve the category based on this. So this is the calculation that I'm doing. As you can see, I multiply 1000, the first one, 110, and then nothing, just one, the last one. So that allows me to put each stakeholder, in a category. And here, this is the category that I retrieve, the description of the category that I retrieve. And as I've done for the others, obviously, the same logic occurs. Is I'm allocating a number after each one of those. And then when I am here in a matrix, I retrieve 1 here, I retrieve 2, 3, 4 here. So this is actually pretty simple once you understand those humongous things that formulas here. you allocate, just to quickly summarize, I allocate a number to each one of those based on the ticks, 1000, hundreds, dozens, and unit. And based on this number, I allocate a category here. And obviously, the other one, if this one is ticked, all bets are off, and this is a category that is called category 50, and it's a pause, and I show like this pause. I'm not going to go through the tricks I use in here. I think they are explained at great detail in my other videos, so if you want to, go ahead and have a look at this. Okay, so there's no big surprises. This is the same types of totals, very easy to calculate here. You just calculate here the influence interest, you do some basic totals here, and after you report that into a category here, and you do the charts totals here. This is a basic checkbox that I have here at the top. And then there is a box also, a text box here, where people can just input their objectives. And the conditional formatting, once again, you know how it works. You just need to have a look at this. What else? So just something quick here is that I actually added this here. So if you don't know how it works to group, you just select a bunch of columns and you go under data and then you group, and that will give you this little minus sign here where you can expand, like for instance here. I can extend and then you can contract the same way, extend, contract. And you have to be careful that those charts here that you have, they must have they are an object, they must have a certain category. Let me know if I can find this. You go under properties here, and here you have to put move and size with cells. Otherwise, when you are going to close this, the charts will stay on top, and that won't be a pretty sight. So here you have to make sure that you do this. And okay, so we have keep satisfied here. So this is more or less the same way, the same logic that I'm using to retrieve each one of those. The difference is it's simplified in a way. And I stopped at number 10 here. I stopped at the latest one, obviously, and then I put the other one. So here you have the top 10. Actually, this is something I could put here, top 10, top 10 in each category. So you just merge all this, and then you put it quite big, and to make sure you have that, and then you put it up here, top 10. Okay, so this is pretty much it. I've just obviously the starting point for this was a task list, so I have 1,000 here. Hopefully, you won't have 1,000 stakeholders in your project. If you do, then I suggest that you just run, because it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, or you delegate. So that's pretty much it. As usual, you have some instructions here if you want, but here I think it's quite straightforward, and it is the companion of the other templates that I have. So I hope that was useful. I went a bit quick, but as mentioned, I will strongly suggest that you have a look at the other video where I explain more step by step, and then you'll find this one to be a bit of a breeze.